What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. Today, we got another segment of Podcast Sunday, where me and guests speak on different topics about self-improvement and motivation, personal-wise and business-wise, while also providing some fire gameplay. Appreciate you watching, and let's get into it. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. Welcome back to the best podcast on YouTube that you will ever hear in your life, because you know we always bring that heat, that fire, that knowledge that you need. I told you last time we ain't doing no introductions. You already know what's going on. You know what the vibes are. You know who's here with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Back again, another week, another podcast. Podcast Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be back.
Yes, sir. So as always, like I said, y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what we start off with. We start off with the weekly recap. So we're gonna just start off like that. I believe I went first last time, so we're going to have my boy Terence go first this time and just, break down the week. Break down the week.
Yeah, so this week has been interesting for me. I've kind of been noticing a pattern in my thought process and my activities, my day-to-day, because I'm at the end stage. So I ended my undergrad years at college, my first 4 years of college. I ended that in 2019. Oh, no. I ended that in 2018 in December, and I'm starting medical school in 2020 of August. So I have that time. Thank you. So I've had that time off, and I've been working. And now that we're approaching that time where I'm getting ready to move to a new city and do all that good stuff, I just feel myself anticipating and wanting to do that more and more every single day. So it gives me a feeling of kind of like stagnation, that I feel like I'm stuck in this place when I want to explore and move.
It's anticipation.
Yeah, so that anticipation is kind of causing me to be like dreading my day-to-days a little bit more than usual. But I'm just trying to work on that and try to appreciate the present as much as possible and make the most of the present.
To get into that new territory.
Exactly, before, getting ready and appreciating that I have this time while I have it. For sure. So that's something I definitely want to improve on going into the next week. And my week's been up and down, but overall I can't complain.
Got you.
What about you?
So I mean, I've had a pretty decent week so far. I've got something that I've been trying to accomplish for quite a while now. Got my face cams up on my stream.
Yes, sir. Through
a new software that I've been using. We ain't got no sponsor for him, so I ain't gonna shout him out. But hey, that's what Kawhi, that Gatorade. But
that's funny.
Yeah. So I mean, that was one of the biggest hurdles that I've been attempting to get through for a while, but I finally overcame. So that's big. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a huge week. I think.
Yeah,
you've kind of really turned a leaf. It seems, as far as the gaming channel, or at least hit a certain hurdle. Where you were building for a long time. You're putting out a lot of content, and I'll let you tell it a little bit more. But like you've been finally hitting that stream and finally feeling like that gaming YouTuber that that feeling that you wanted to feel for a long time.
Exactly.
So expand on that a little bit.
So I mean, even when I started the face cam, it just made the whole live stream a whole different scene. It made it more relatable, I guess, to the people. Because after before the live stream, I got a little bit of talking, a little bit of live chat commentary. But I mean, after I got the live face cam and stuff like that, where people guys see me and like we can have that interaction, I noticed that a lot more people started to join it, and then it was definitely a difference. It was definitely a difference.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part so far?
It's just the interaction. Like, it's just the funny stuff that I could do, and I know I can do on camera, and then just people being able to enjoy. Because I know I'll be funny, like when I'm just out here gaming. But if it's not captured on camera, like the voice, there's so much you could do with the voice. I know I'm just a funny person in general. But when I can have that live capture on camera and I can make people laugh, that's the whole goal, just to make people, like I said at the end of my videos all the time, I make people enjoy the rest of your day. My goal is to make people enjoy the day, or I'm trying to help them improve their day. But yeah, so now that I can do that, with the visuals and all that stuff like that. And I'm getting into even more stuff that I could even add onto it. It's just it's a great feeling and a great sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like the things like the transitions.
Yeah.
Where you're able to transition from like the regular screen to you just on the camera yourself. And like last night you were recording.
Yeah.
Like you eating a chicken sandwich. Like you getting your Uber Eats in.
Yeah, yo, your boy was hungry.
people in the chat were talking and interacting.
Yeah.
It was a fun, good time.
Yeah.
Even though we were waiting for you to get back to the game because you were away for like 20 minutes eating one sandwich.
Nah, your boy had two. I was hungry out here, man. Nah, but it was definitely fun, and I know it's just gonna keep growing and getting better and better. Which kind of leads us to our topic today. I wanted to kind of hit on, just the whole gaming community and just like I don't know, it's just the relatability. Relatability, is that a word? But just the it's like an unspoken bond that everyone as gamers have in the whole entire community. I think the gaming community is just one of the best communities out there. Keep it stacked. Like out of all the other communities, the gaming community, like you can meet somebody from across the world and have like one of the strongest connections with them through gaming. That's how you both grew up. You both were gaming ever since you were kids and you knew each other. I remember you had just said, you could actually even say the story that you had told me.
Yeah. So I was saying that I saw on, I think, Instagram where this one guy, I think it was either his girlfriend, wife, whatever, family set him up to have his boy that he met over, video games that they've been gaming with for 10 years, but they've never actually met each other. And I guess they set up a situation where his friend flew out. And they met for the first time. This guy was crying, he was emotional, and it's crazy because you get to see somebody that you've literally grown a bond with over, an electrical console. And it sounds so crazy to think about it like that, but like
it happens.
It's true. You can really gain a bond and a different level of bond through video games, and even people that I play with, and even people that I may not be as cool with in person, I can get closer to them or gain friendship with them through video games, through that mutual bond of video games. So it's always funny just to see like you on the stream or you playing, and then you just start talking to random people, and then you guys have an interaction. It's like, oh, this guy's buddy with everybody, but it's so funny because like anybody, that can happen to literally anybody. You could just become friends over a game, besides the crazy racism and the COD chats, but
it ain't all bad. Bad out here.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just like I said, it's so easy, and even for people that don't even have like social skills outside of gaming, it's easy just to conversate with people. It's a lot easier to conversate with people and just to gain some sort of social life over gaming, even if you aren't like the most social person and you have like anxiety or social anxiety and stuff like that. You don't feel it as much, and it just even gives you a confidence booster when going out into the real world that you know that you like created some sort of bond with somebody over that. So it even,
do you feel like go ahead finish?
No, I'm saying so it even it could even help you out, like if you're in a certain mindset or if you're like depressed or stuff like that. That's what a lot of people like talk about, how their gaming really helps them to cope with their depression or anxiety or stuff like that, because it's a community. Of course there's like bad stuff. There's bad stuff in all communities, but that's what we have mute buttons for. But it's I think gaming gets a really bad rep, and people think I don't know, it's such a great community that if you're not in it and you're looking on the outside from in, you're not going to understand fully how great of a place it is or the benefits of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you put on your resume, oh, I was a college athlete. People are going to look at you with a certain esteem, like, oh, okay, you athletically gifted, you're part of a team, you elicit the skills of teamwork, communication, bonds, of brotherhood. But if you put like professional gamer, or you put like gaming addict, or one of your hobbies is gaming, people are gonna be looking at you like, oh, you're an adult and gaming. You play video games. It's kind of the same thing. Like if you're an adult and you just play sports all day, it's like all right. You could look at that the same way, but it's the same skills where you have to use teamwork, you have to use communication.
Yeah, most definitely.
Depending on the game, you have to have communication skills and all these different things that you can kind of teamwork. It's interesting to see the stereotypes or the stigma behind gaming, but the money talks.
Exactly.
If you're making money, there's nothing you could say.
Yeah, there could be college. I'm pretty sure there's some gamers out there. Like I saw some 16-year-old kid made like $3 million one time, and it's like some of these athletes out here ain't making that much in like a year. And it's I think that it's just people just have to get more accustomed to that. It's not just something that you do as a kid, because this could be a career path. Right. Like I'm even using it trying to get into a career path, even though it's not my set thing that I'm doing. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm open to doing different stuff, but I'm using this right now as a career path to hopefully one day be able to make some money off of it. So
do you think it's a problem based on the gaming community though? Do you have to put some blame or some responsibility on the gaming community for kind of, I don't know, fulfilling that stereotype of just the weirdo, socially awkward? Because, that's what you think about when you think of guys that work at GameStop. You pulling up, you're not looking at like a cool guy with swag. You're thinking about like the nerdy guy at GameStop that's like socially awkward, maybe a little bit overweight. He's got a lot of acne, doesn't smell the best. And we all think about the same guy because they probably are all at every GameStop. There's at least one. But do you put some blame on the gaming community for that? Lack of swag?
But the thing is, like even, and I'm gonna say this right now on the podcast. I know you guys were talking about it yesterday, or we were just having a conversation about like the different animations and stuff like that. I think the game community and the anime community is like one and the same. Like a lot of people, you don't realize how many people actually watch anime or what other people would call cartoons that are not looking like how you think they look. I think it's just people, like you said, they have the stereotypes of people that play video games. But you think somebody would look at you and think you play video games?
Probably not, to be honest.
Yeah. So it's just like I said, they put the stereotype on the people, only those people. Like they don't notice how many other people play the games. So it's
right.
I would say I wouldn't put fault, because it's just people. It's other opinions from outside of the community looking at a specific group of people. You're not realize how. You can't control somebody's opinion or something like I said. They're looking at from the outside in, just picking and choosing who they think looks like they would be into video games.
True.
But you'll never know.
There's a lot of people that are like closet gamers that are just.
I don't know why.
They could do a bigger, because like for you, you're at the gym, you're doing all this stuff. You have a certain build, certain aesthetic. People probably wouldn't look at you and be like, "Oh, this guy's a gamer." They'd probably be like, "Oh, this guy's a security guard somewhere." Or whatever the case is.
So that's even me trying to break the stereotype.
Is it your fault? Is it your fault? Should you be wearing more Pokemon shirts or Call of Duty gear?
I got that right up there. As signed right up there. I got my Dragon Ball Z. I forgot we ain't got the cams on, but my Dragon Ball Z sign in the thing. That's just to show that I'm trying to break the stereotype of the typical gamer. Like even that was one of the reasons why I was pushing for the face cam on the live streams. I mean, you see me in the videos, but on the live streams, I'm sure some people that probably ain't even subscribed to me. If I even gained like 5 subscribers from the live stream from last night, I noticed. So I'm trying to break the stereotype. Like I don't even understand what's there to judge. Like, what's the problem if I like playing video games?
People will judge no matter what. It's just.
But it's like what is there to judge? Like you got to be mad at me for liking to play a game? Like if I make money still And I like playing, like, I don't understand. Hey.
Yeah, people just like to put people in the boxes based off of their interests or their capabilities.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Like, if you're an adult, it's like, what would you rather?
Yeah.
It's like, what would you rather Zeph be doing? Like,
yeah.
out here, like,
on the streets, on the corner.
Not even that. Like, working a 9 to 5. So you go to the gym, you get home from 9 o'clock to midnight.
Yeah.
What do you want Zeph to be doing? Like,
exactly. Like
reading a book or like doing something he doesn't enjoy and possibly getting himself into trouble.
Yeah.
Like video games, where like at least you know he's in the house. At least you know he's not out there running on the streets or doing anything he regret.
And that's even another topic you can go into. How video games has really saved a lot of people from different situations. As in, I think I saw one scenario as in, there was some girl, she was like, make sure your dude got a PS4 so you know that he's home playing games and not out. That, it's saving people. And then you have like kids that are, say, in a like bad neighborhood. If you get them an Xbox, they will stay inside and they won't be attracted to the different stuff that's like around them, like the gangs and stuff like that. It's something that could keep somebody from getting into different trouble, and I don't understand what the problem that is. Like, if you have,
it's kind of synonymous to sports again. Like they say the same parallel, like, oh, keep your kid off the streets, put him in sports.
Yeah.
So he could be focused.
Yeah.
It's like the same concept where you're just giving your kid something to entertain themselves or something to keep them busy.
Yeah.
While they,
so they're not put in different situations.
Exactly. So that's an interesting point. Video games is something that it's strange because you look at it as like a kid thing.
Yeah.
I guess just because you started when you're a kid. But I don't know. I'll play devil's advocate here, and I'll put some blame on the gaming community for not stepping it up.
Got you.
Because let's be real here. Like, if the perception of athletes being stupid and athletes being dumb jocks, and if you're on the football team, if you're on the basketball team, you're on the baseball team, you have all these stereotypes based on the type of team you're on. If you're on the lacrosse team, you're this guy. You have to. It's the job of the people within to show, hey, I'm not just this perception that you have of me.
Yeah.
Like, LeBron put it on himself to, start up schools, start up foundations, start up all these different things to show and push the agenda. Even his company, Uninterrupted, where everything they push is everything sports related that's not sports related or outside of the sports world of athletes. So it's kind of the responsibility of those within to kind of say, all right, we have to, if people, this is their perception, it's our job to change that perception by constantly showing you that, we're not just these people that just dribble balls and just throw things around all day. It's intellect, it's entrepreneurship, it's, charity. So, how do you think that, I guess, what are you doing to change that stereotype other than just being yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I would say just before I go into what I would do, I would say, I mean, there are different people. I guess even more now, like there is a lot more different examples of the people like trying to change the stereotype of just gamers are basically just time wasters. Like even how I said, like how the 16-year-old kid had made like $3 million just playing Fortnite and stuff like that. So I think that there are people that are still, I mean, and I'm just say this, like, it doesn't help the stereotype of what an actual gamer looks like, the people that are like winning this money, but it does help this stereotype of that gamers are just in their basements, their mom's basements, just on the game all day doing nothing productive, not helping nothing in life. But I think the more they do those events, I think that would really help out because I think that even seeing that 16-year-old kid really inspired a lot of different people to say that that's something that they could possibly do as a career choice. Like if you hear that, I mean, even though the chances are like pretty slim, to like be that 16-year-old kid that wins $3 million. But still, it's stories like that would help to break those stereotypes of that what gamers are, or what they do, or what they do on a day-to-day, or like I said, that they're time wasters. But what I am doing right now, well, I mean, you mean to like change the whole narrative?
Yeah, or? Like what do you like? How do you feel, or not even what you're doing now, because you might not be doing anything at this very, very moment, but what do you plan on doing, or is there anything that you feel needs, that you can contribute to this
the community? Yeah,
this like negative stereotype. Even like in yourself, like do you feel like you have to face a internal struggle where, like I think we talked about it a couple, like probably earlier podcasts, probably when our first 5 or 6, where it was like, you know, you meet a girl, and they ask you like, oh, what do you like to do for fun? And you're just like, I like to play video games, and you sound whack. Like, do you feel like there's an internal struggle there when you're talking about your own personal interests, or do you feel like gamers feel that constantly?
Yeah, most definitely. And I was actually talking about that recently. I forget who I was talking to it about. But yeah, no, I definitely feel it. Especially that statement you made about like you're talking to a female and it's like, oh, what do you do? I'm a gamer. Like,
See, even you just like laughing that off. It's just like a lot of gamers out there are just like, you're the problem.
You're
the problem.
But I'm just saying, I'm keeping it real. That's what people. That's your inner thoughts. If you're talking about I'm the problem, I'm just saying your inner thoughts. But I mean, I definitely feel that. I definitely feel the struggle. But I think I would think what I could do is just to be that person that pushes past it. Because I see a lot of like cool looking people that actually game. So I think it's like, as
most people game, like professional athletes. A lot of people play.
Like Juju, he was playing with Ninja, the Fortnite streamer. Juju Smith, is that the correct name?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, okay? I don't watch sports.
I think he has two last names, but we're just going with Smith.
Got you.
The easier one.
But yeah, so it's I think the more people put out or claim that they do this stuff, and it's not something to be ashamed of. I really don't. I mean, I get that it could be. I get the judgment from it. Well, I don't get the judgment from it. I get that you feel as though you will be judged, but the more you realize that a lot of people game more than you think, the less you'll think of the judgment. Like whoever judges you is really just not. They just need to mind their business. That's it. Like you shouldn't care what their judgment is, because it's your life. Like, what are you going to do? Sacrifice your own happiness or enjoyment every night because you want to look cool? For who?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're going to sacrifice your enjoyment for that?
So here's a scenario. Here's a scenario. So let's say you are talking to a girl or whatever, and this gaming stuff is like you took away hours from your job so that you can do gaming. Yeah. So this gaming stuff is like your job, essentially.
Yeah.
And doing YouTube videos and stuff. Let's say you work all day. Let's say you're working part-time at the office in the day. Yeah. And you got a game to get that content that night. You got to stream.
Yeah.
The girl you're talking to, she's checked into your streams. She just sees that you're just BSing, horsing around, joking, having a good time without her. And she says, oh, how come you don't want to make time for me? Blah, blah, blah. This isn't a real job. You're just playing video games, talking, blah, blah, blah. How do you address that as somebody that this is your job?
This is your job?
It just happens to look really fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if she ain't with the program, like she got to know from jump. I know a lot of these gamers, they have like wives and stuff like that. And I see how they interact on their like streams and stuff like that. Like their significant others know what's up. Like they know that this is how you gonna get that nice car you want. It's how you gonna get fed. It's how the kids gonna eat.
Right.
It don't matter. Like they had, if she don't know what's up, leave her. That's it. Because that's another thing. You have to make sure that whoever you're with knows or supports you. Like if she doesn't support that, then you don't need to be with a person that doesn't support you in whatever you do.
It's just a perception, though. Like the perception, because not everybody has that. It has that ability to just turn on that switch and be like, oh yeah, all right, it's your job, it's your work. Like you're let's say you're not even making money off of it yet. Yeah. They don't understand. Like all they understand what work is: punch in, punch out. Yeah. Or go to a place like you're working from home. You're just messing around. Like I see you on the stream eating chicken sandwiches. That's not work. Yeah. Like so. So how do you address that?
Well, I mean, I think with every job, it's a growing process. Like this is the growth. This is what you have to do to be able to get to the point where you're attempting to get to. Right. So I think you just have to make sure they understand that, and just keep drilling it into their head. And if they can't get that this is the process that you need to go through, then it's probably just not the right time. It's not the right time. But yeah, so it's not really something that you could just like make happen overnight, especially if there's a person that doesn't understand. You just have to, like I said, keep drilling it into their head that this is what you want to do, and they have to support it if they are with you. It's either you're with me or you're not. But it's definitely going to be hard. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. Yeah. Because it has such a stigma around it of that you're really, like I said, that you're wasting time. But right. If you have examples of different people that are successful, like the ninjas and the FaZe Clan dudes living out in LA with huge houses, nice cars and stuff like that. Just have those examples out and show her that it can be done. It's possible. Yeah. Show him or her or whatever. Because there are female like streamers and stuff that I see too. But yeah, show them that it's possible and you're attempting, and you really have to make sure you're working. Like you can't just be doing 1 hour live streams, and you can't be just posting a video a week. Like one statement that really stuck with me, I think that you said in the last podcast was how Kobe's wife has said that if all the time that you're putting into this, if you're like taking off family time and stuff like that, you better be winning championships. Right. So I kind of like equated that to everything. Like all the time that you're taking away from her or him, you better be putting out content that'll make you grow. Or you better be putting out fire content, or you better be grinding on that live stream or grinding on the game that you're trying to get better at. Yeah. So you can't just be sitting down goofing off. You have to have that character. You have to do what you got to do. Be playful on the stream, but you have to make sure you have a plan as to how you will grow. You can't just be streaming for 6 hours a day and not have a plan of how it's gonna help you in the long run. Like, because
this man IDK 295.
I didn't want to say that.
245 out of 250.
Hey, shots fired. Shots fired.
6 days straight.
Shots fired. Dang. But yeah,
nah. But I think even equating, like, if you even take that outside of gaming, I feel like anytime you start something up new or you do something new, there may be some like backlash from people around you, whether friends or significant others. Because I remember like when I first started my charity tournament, and I started with my friends, so it's kind of like I could definitely see the optics where it kind of looks like, oh, you're just like. If I call it like, oh, we're meeting, we're having a meeting to discuss it, and it's like, oh, you and your friends are just coming together to like talk about this tournament. That's not like a meeting. That's like you guys hanging out. Yeah. But I think eventually, that's the optic of it. It doesn't look like you're working, but like when you do it enough times and things get serious, and like I think eventually everybody kind of falls in line and like, oh, okay, this is like serious business now. They actually like. Take it serious, take it for real. But I think that just comes with time. The product. Yeah, it comes up with the time and product. So like if you are having all these meetings and like you said, you're growing, the product's growing, things are happening, moves are being made, then it's like, okay, now I can take you seriously that this streaming stuff, this thing is actually for real.
You have to show them.
But if you're just if you're just doing it over and over and over, nothing's happening. It's like, okay, you're wasting time. You're just like BSing.
Exactly.
So they got to give you a chance at least.
Show them how you're going to do it.
Right. Exactly. But then again, you don't have to really prove yourself to anybody.
Yeah. I mean, at least if it's a significant other that's willing to stick by your side, you have to make sure they know the plan. Right. And they know what's popping off.
For sure.
I think I even have one more. I think we're probably going to close out soon. But I got one more just relatable thing in that it was like, even when my dad had started his business, he had everybody telling him, or everybody that was close to him telling him he's not going to make any money from printing funeral products. He was like, they were like, it's such a small business and it's such a small thing that's really unnecessary. But look at him now, making millions.
I mean, he saw the hole in the industry. You know? And seeing the fact that people die every day.
Yeah, exactly.
People need these things. Yeah. People like to remember their significant other. And like even the companies said, like honor those that have passed, and like putting the customer first, even in the name of the company. Is something that it's because people don't understand. Like small industry doesn't necessarily mean little money. Exactly. It just means a niche group. So you could identify and be able to optimize your product by identifying that niche and just going after it. But I agree. I mean, people kind of look at you sideways anytime you start something that they're afraid to start.
Exactly. Or something that's not common.
You just gotta not care. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I was literally at a point where I was just like, I don't really care about anybody. What anybody thinks. And I was like, oh, well, how am I going to promote it? Like, I got to put it on my Instagram. Like, people on my Instagram might, like, look at me weird, look at me funny. But, like,
who cares?
the reality is no one's going to be, like, talking trash to your face. So, like, the only feedback you're going to get is the positive feedback from the people that are actually responding and, like, saying positive things. If people mute you on your story or whatever, go ahead. I don't care. If people, like, talk behind my back, I don't care. Like I just got to a point where I was like, it doesn't really hurt me, or it doesn't hurt me at all to just post this on my story. Like just to press a button.
Exactly.
It doesn't hurt me at all. It doesn't hurt me to create this thing that I want to create just because of other people may have an opinion on it. But that's life. And when people are too afraid to do things themselves, or they kind of have a certain self-perception, then they'll hate. But if somebody, it's just one of those things.
If somebody takes the time out of their day to put a negative comment, it's like that just shows how like it's crazy.
That's one of the things I'm not looking forward to as videos start growing and getting better.
The dislikes and comments.
I saw somebody that was like, I started getting negative comments when one of my videos blew up and blah blah blah. And I was just like, that's so stupid. Like people just are insecure, or people are just like, it's always the people that are just uncertain, especially in the industry that I'm doing videos in. It's a lot of like dog eat dog, and it's a lot of like insecure people trying to look tough, or like trying to be like bigger than they actually are. And they'll take their time out of their day to like be like, oh, that's not realistic, or they just have like really negative attitudes at the world just because they're like inadequate. And it sucks, but that's life. You're gonna have to deal with those people all the time.
Exactly. But it's just push through, because their opinions don't matter, and they can't change anything you do. No matter how much they comment or think, they can't physically change you. They're not going to stop you from making a video. That's just their opinion, which is probably a trash opinion either way.
For sure. I mean, I stopped caring about opinions of people that didn't. I told myself that I would not care about the opinions of people that aren't aiding in me getting to my end goal.
That's definitely.
So if you're not like my immediate family, like even my family, like even like you have to filter out certain things. Even like people that are close to you, your friends. But if you're somebody that's like helping me get to my next goal, you're my boss, you're somebody I'm working with in the medical field. I take your opinion a little bit more seriously than somebody else that's literally just speaking from the outside looking in.
Yeah, because those opinions would help you.
Right. If you're not writing me my checks, your opinions are kind of useless to me.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we'll end it off there. Been going for quite a while. Quite a while.
Good pod though. Good pod.
Yes, sir. So appreciate you guys all for tuning in to the latest podcast Sunday. So we're just gonna end it off there. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Gonna have Terence's information in the description. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Peace.